This is Daniel, your Game Master and Master of Ceremony.
This is Tori, and I play Dooley.
This is Sorcerer, and I play Ty.
This is Becca, and I play Mirgrat.
And this is Odyssey, a Babylon 5 story. Welcome aboard.
Can you check that again, please? I don't understand. We have been on this planet for so long. It should not be this cold. It's cold everywhere. I mean, I can feel it in my, what do you know where I can feel it? Isn't there a climate control in this place? I mean, I understand it's cold out there, but it shouldn't be cold in here by the same measure. Have you seen if Craig's been working on it again? That's it. After this winter, I'm finding other planet that's climate isolated. Maybe I'll go back to the Drazi planet where it's always warm. Yes, I know it was too warm before. Doesn't mean I can't change my feelings of things. Hot chala. It does the body good, yes? Good. Now, you catch me when I'm drinking. A common occurrence, I will grant you, but you are not here to listen to me talk about the cold or the weather or how it could freeze things off a body. I swear, if any of my performers get out of line, I'm going to toss them out and wait for them to start banging on the door. That is beyond your concern. You're here about the Marie Celestia, yes? And our intrepid adventurers who have just been through fights, had through discussions, have had choices thrust upon them. And now we get to the point of this particular little bit of the saga. When last we left our intrepid adventurers, we had one, Mirgrat, who was entertaining Madame Vidrazini. And Madame Vidrazini had imparted upon her a particular prophecy, as she is known to do. This prophecy meant that certain people had to come with. However, Ty and Dooley were under attack at a local kiosk and convenience store, if you will. But that all leads up to this week's tale and the great revelation down there. But I get ahead of myself. So, where were we exactly?
Literally motions to Ty. May I have my suit back, please?
Oh yeah, here you go. I kind of shove it at him.
He quickly gets dressed back with his all-white suit. His pants are not as all-white anymore. They're, splattered with all number of interesting hues. And then as you do that, you guys grab stuff out of the store and just shove it into backpacks as much as you can. We can go over inventory later.
Yeah.
But a lot of snack food, a lot of water, that sort of stuff.
I am going to grab 2 Cosmopolitans and stuff them in there.
Fair enough. And let me guess, a fistful of air fresheners as well, huh?
Well, Ty said she was going to grab those.
Okay. By the way, I'm not going to call it that, but I love the idea of the episode called The Fistful of Air Fresheners. So you grab all that, you stuff it in the backpacks, everything you can, that you think you need, just kind of stuff it in there. There's no real weapons here. There's no real, there's little gadgets or something I would say like tools or anything like that. So again, it's like a 7-Eleven. So again, if you come to me later and says, hey Dan, was this happen to be there? Just let me know and we can add it to the inventory. Kaluta also, again, takes a couple of bags, just kind of throws as much as he can in there. A lot of protein bars. Lots of
just
protein
fucking
bars.
filled that thing with Slim Jims.
Yeah.
Yep.
Don't ask what they're made of, just their protein. So, but he does that. He does water, does a few other things. Cutter tries to, he puts the backpack on. He just actually asks that somebody just fill his pack for him because he doesn't want to move that much. And
I don't think he should have a pack, actually, now that I know he's all hurt.
He just kind of nods and says, I'm not going to be dead weight. I will.
Oh, you're not. You're going to help defend us in the future.
I will try. And he looks over at you and says, he looks over at Julie and says, you and I must have a chat soon, but not now. And
Well, at least some people have figured out the appropriate time for conversations.
Is that a dig at Mirgarat?
It is. I mean, literally in the middle of battle, you're like,
Literally, yes.
what 4 people would you like to take with us?
To be fair, it was relevant.
I
Fair
know,
enough.
I know,
Favorite
but
4
she
people.
doesn't know your side of it,
And
so.
why?
so Kaluta gets his stuff. Everyone gets their bags together. Kaluta grabs Connor, kind of, again, holds him under one arm, kind of holds him up, and he says, good. I think we have a slight window, but we're going to have to leave in the next 30 seconds. Is everyone prepared?
Yeah, let's go.
All right. This will
I don't
take
want to die in
daring.
the 7-Eleven.
Man, you speak for us all.
He says, this will take daring and this will take timing, but we can do this. Do you understand? Honor, glory, and out there we will survive. Do you understand?
Right, let's
Yes.
He
go.
literally still holding Connor under one arm. He kind of slaps his hands together. He says, good, let's do this. Holds Connor up. He says, he takes this almost, you could call it like a starting position right in front of the gates. And he kind of, motions for Ty to go to one side. And then he motions for Julie with one finger up, kind of like on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
All right.
Do you hit the button?
Yep.
Okay. So you hit the button and he takes off running. And I'm assuming you guys try to follow as best you can.
Right.
Yes.
Now, here's where it gets interesting because you guys, as you go out, you see the mob on either end of this hallway coming at you. There's some body parts around. There's a couple of dead bodies, but it's not like, a bloodbath everywhere, but it is, there's been a battle there. What Kaluta does is he leaps over the railing between the hallway and the tram line and drops into the tram line for a second and basically just, yells, "Follow me!"
All right.
Don't touch the 3rd rail, I guess.
I just imagine Julie trying to leap over it and like getting her feet tangled up and ending up with like a leg wrapped around the railing and dangling 3 inches from the 3rd rail. So,
I could see that too. I'm not gonna have you guys rolls because we're almost there. And so, but yes, you just you leap, you stumble, you're like, oh dear God. And you guys have to run, but you realize if you can make it to the station past the mob before the next tram comes, you should be in the clear.
yeah.
So again, I'm not going to roll for athletics check or anything else like that. I'm just going to assume that you guys, by the time you get done with this, are going to be really out of air and struggling.
Yep.
Music swells, tension music, and eventually, probably at the end, as Kaluta gets on the track, onto the station, he props Connor up. He probably grabs the first, Ty, because that would be the first person next, and hauls her up. And Julie is running because you see the oncoming tram, and right before the tram can get you, he just grabs your collar, hauls you up to the station before the tram does any damage, and you guys are breathing heavily. He says, and then the train car, which stops, is empty, but it stops right in front of you. Doors open, and he says, "Shall we?" and motions towards the tram.
Okay. We get on the tram.
You get on the
Yes,
tram.
we're getting on the tram.
He checks the station logs and he goes, "Yes, this will be fine." And the tram will actually take you all the way to the docking station. So
Okay. I'm going to use the communicator to call Mirgrat
Mhm.
and tell her we are on the way. I don't have a fancy ringtone.
So while that was happening and all that kind of stuff, while Mirgrat was again gathering her stuff together, she actually does help. She actually can get there's a cart, which again is still kind of left behind from another room, that she gets, that Madame Venturesini gets to put the brains on, and she actually does haul the brains together. She
Okay,
talks to them.
I'm sure this is the same catering cart we've been using to move the brains pretty much everywhere.
Oh yes, absolutely. But she talks to them very gently, very curiously, a couple times making interesting remarks. Oh, you don't say. Well, that's fascinating. Oh, you really should be looking into this. And it puts on the cart. Tuvo is nauseous and wobbly, but he's like a kid who's had a fever for like 3 days, but he hasn't quite gotten to 100% yet. Yeah, like that.
Sorry. That was the dog.
It's okay. Like I said, we're so close. I want to get to this.
Yeah, I mean, Murgarat would offer to like hold Tuvo's hand or whatever, but like, if we're being honest, holding hands with pak'ma'ra is not going to help your nausea situation.
No, but when Madame gets the cart ready, and I'm guessing you pack your stuff like the science bags and things like that, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I am packing all my science bags.
Okay. So you pack all your stuff, you put it also on the catering cart with the round brains. So again, it's this one big push. Yeah, all your stuff and some of Dooley's stuff and Ty's stuff that was happy to be there. Not that Ty had a lot of stuff.
Or Dooley.
Gets put on there and is ready to go. And so Madame says, all right, good. Might I suggest, just a suggestion, just a little suggestion. I can help push this for a bit, but Tuvo is a young lad. He's very fragile. He's in a great place. You may want to give him, what's the term? A piggyback ride.
Oh dear.
Tuvo is currently quite nauseous. Would you want to receive a piggyback ride from me if you were nauseous?
She looks over. Could be fun, but I'm not entirely sure the pak'ma'ra are built that way. But I thank you for the offer. Now, in this particular case, she reaches down, plucks 2 bells off of her dress, and looks over at Tuvo and says, don't worry, this won't hurt, and this will help. She kind of taps him on the forehead a little bit, taps on the side, taps him on the other side. Good, that'll help there, and this will help with everything else. And she takes the 2 bells and she shoves it up his nostrils like plugs. Not like, deep in the nostrils, but just enough that there's not oxygen going through that way. And then she takes out a little bit of a not a perfume, but it's like this paste thing, but it also has a bit of a scent. She kind of rubs a little under his nose, a little under his mouth, and actually kind of smells not unlike frankincense. And she says, there, that'll help things. Good. Now, when we go, we're going to have to, what's the word? Oh, yes, run like the Dickens. Are you ready?
Let us begin that process. And then Murgarat's going to take out an air freshener, put it around their neck, take out a second one, put it around Tuvo's neck, and then, like, do the get on my back, piggyback ride gesture.
She says, oh, please allow me. From her dress, she pulls out 3 air fresheners in plastic. One is of an arcane mystical symbol, not unlike a seal of Solomon. One is of a centauri deity of love and connections. Take of that what you will. And the last one is of a dolphin. And she says, oh, here, allow me. And she kind of puts them around your hood and everything else like that. Yeah, that'll help things just fine. Good. Now, yes. Are we ready? On 3, shall we? We're going to run to the station, and that should take us to where we need to go. Shall we?
Is Tuvo on Murgarat's back?
Yes, he is.
Murgarat's just going to shout 3 and then take off.
Okay, so on 3, the button is hit, the door opens, and initially the hallway is pretty empty, but you can hear the emptiness. It's not so much that people are gone, it's true they are, but so much as people have gathered in places that aren't here, but you can tell they're far away. It's that kind of weird empty building feeling.
I know that feeling.
And so you're running down the hall pretty quickly, and you get towards the station. However, the station itself is swarming, and the swarming comes from 2 sides of the station. One side, give me a quick notice check. I know that's
Okay.
troublesome for you.
Give me a moment. I don't remember what my notice is. So I will have to look that up on my character sheet. Listen, it has been 2 weeks. You know I don't remember anything.
I know,
no,
that's
we had to do the same thing. So
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just speeding along.
I was under
I'm mostly
strict
just-
order.
Oh, go ahead. I'm mostly speeding this along because again, it's 5:10. It's like, okay, we're almost there. Come on, we can get almost there.
26 natural 20, baby!
All right. This is where you get a beautiful view and you understand a lot of what's happening right now. So you get to the station. One half of the station, the far side, is filled with people holding red crystal daggers. The other side are humans and various other species that have blue crystal ornaments of some type or another. You figured out real quick what's going on. One side of the station with the blue crystal is obviously the Yithians in new bodies. Fine, no problem, you figured that out. That red crystal you saw on a dagger that you pulled out of the bug's apartment way back when, Dooley accidentally blew it up. That means that the other side are the Kulati gathering. In the middle, near the station, are a couple of people. One is a pair, one human, one Narn, who are trying to hold back the people infested with Kulati with essentially fire sticks. Like they're like trying to hold back Frankenstein. Fire bad, keep back, keep back. The other side isn't really keeping them back. Well, they are a number of people dressed in black, and you've met them. These are part of the association. And
sorry, you broke up. Part of whose ship?
They're part of the association.
Ah.
And they are basically staring down both the Kulati and the Yithians. And they're not going, and nobody's going near them. But you see the station, and as you come into the station, you watch as everybody turns towards you with the brains and with, Tubo on your back. And Vindricity, goes, and this is where I complete my bargain. She literally just kind of grabs your hands, puts them on the cart, and she snaps her fingers. When she snaps her fingers, the train shows up. And you cannot tell for a moment whether or not she summoned a train with her fingers or she knew the time schedule so much that she just, oh, there it is. And the train arrives. The doors open. She looks at you and says, follow the song, remember my name, and my family is coming with you. And keep going. Agreed?
Are we in the car?
No, this is to Mirgrat.
Oh, okay. So separate car.
Separate car.
Mirgrat's just gonna nod.
She says, good, remember my name. Run! And she just shouts, run. And when that happens, the mobs from both sides ignore the people they're looking at and start coming at you guys. One group actually starts shouting, she has our property! The other side says, she knows of the crafters. Sorry, they know of the crafters. And they just start descending upon you. She just starts yelling, run, run!
I mean, Mirgrat's already running.
Okay.
There was I'm going to be honest. At no point was Mirgrat slowing down to try and make sure Madame Vidrasini was going to be okay.
I figured.
Mirgrat kept going. Mirgrat's got their eyes on the prize.
Fair enough. So Mirgrat's running towards the train, which is empty. You're running for the doors as the kind of mob is sending towards you. Give me a quick will save.
That's a stat I have.
That's a thing.
I think that's my second best save. It's definitely not yes, will is my second best save. All right. I'm rolling a d20, not a d6. That will be helpful.
Okay.
Oh, well, they can't all be winners.
Oof. So All right, I'm going to be dramatic, but it's basically just as you get to the doors, you're hit with this psionic wave that it sounds like a scream and a song and somebody hitting every key on a massive pipe organ. Just this deluge of psychic release that just kind of overwhelms you for a second. But again, I'm being good and almost getting to the point that I wanted to get to. So basically, this hits you just as you hit the threshold for the train. So when you collapse, pushing the brains into the train, Tuvo actually grabs you and drags you into the train as the door closes. So unfortunately, you don't get to see, but Tuvo does. As he turns back, the doors close, and there's Matra Vizzini just practically psionically glowing. And, as if she's giving up every last ounce of every potential future she ever had right then and there to just stun everybody in the area, with the exception of the association, from what he could tell. But then she looks over, waves at Tuvo, kind of sweetly, and the mob envelops her. And she is gone. Train up and leaves, gets past to various other mobs and stations as it moves forward. It gets you, again, over the course of getting from where you are to the docking station, it's, docking bay, it takes you a while to recover, but you do, because you're kind of still shaking from that psionic deluge that Vidrasini let loose. And as far as you can tell, she abided by her agreement. She saved y'all's ass. She gave up her life so that you guys could get on the train, and those things, that hordes of people, never touched you. So
this was the deal.
Exactly. She lived up to, let's just say, she lived up to her end of the bargain. So when you get to the docking station, there is a group of people. Now, this is also when you see Julie and Ty, who got the train right before yours. So you guys get there first, and you're immediately directed to a shuttlecraft. The shuttlecraft is the one that you guys all came in on. Right now, it's fueled, it's prepped, it's ready to launch. You find, however, the doors are open, and there are several people inside. Inside, you find Shokar, the chef, with his massive knives and actually a giant, just a massive pack of foods and stuff and rare wines and vintages and, all sorts of stuff that he has just, grabbed as much as he could and shoved in. You see Yorni there, again, in her, with a small staff, with her black clothing, her books, her duffel bag that she got before, also a number of other, cooking utensils strapped to the bag. She looks over at Julie. Mistress, you're here. Good. I was told you'd be here, so I'm coming with you.
I wasn't sure you would. We're leaving.
She looks over. I owe you my life, and I'm going to follow you. And I told you, I will be with you as long as you need. So your name's there. Aparo is there, but he's not looking great. Remember, he got thrashed by the captain and shot repeatedly. But he's not looking great, but there's a human there. Eric Powell, the nurse from MedLab, apparently is hooking him up to a couple of IV bags and checking his vitals. He's basically in his scrubs with a quick med bag slung over his shoulder. Then there is Kupusek, again, the ranger, is also there. He's tending to Aparo as well. And while you guys can't understand what he's saying because he's using untranslated Pak, once Mirgret gets there, they will understand that what Kupusek is doing is he is relaying the ranger ideology to Aparo.
Oh my gosh, is Aparo getting deputized?
I think it's closer to somebody is reading scripture to Aparo, whether this is a last rites or he is being trained like a Make-A-Wish Foundation person, or they think he'll survive. And well, you wanted to be a ranger? Now you're going to be a ranger.
That's
sort of situation.
And
That's
you did
great.
pretend to be a ranger this whole fucking time, so
Yeah.
congrats, buddy.
Yeah. Punner looks absolutely horrible, absolutely terrible. He is bleeding profusely. Kaluta looks pretty good. Kali is also there. Kali is the one in the pilot seat. She motions for Ty to come in and, take a seat.
I thought she wasn't on the list.
She's
But
on the
she
list.
still made it. Okay.
On the
Was
list.
she?
Kali's
okay.
on the list, second from the bottom.
Okay. All right.
So yeah,
Cool.
when Tuvo and Mirgrat show up with the brains, they're stored quickly, and Kali actually turns to Ty. Besides saying, "Take the pilot seat, the co-pilot seat. I need somebody else with me on this one." She's also saying, "I hope all this is worth it. I don't know what this is about. Someone cashed in a whole bunch of favors, but this better be worth it for whatever the hell is going on."
Do I look like I know what's going on? I didn't sign up for this.
She actually looks over. Who signed up for all of this? I was supposed to be on a pleasure cruise.
I was supposed to be doing a contract for the next 10 years.
Well, you're still doing it now. So the second you guys are on board, Kali calls for permission to leave, and it is granted. The captain basically says, "Go, do what you have to do, come back, please." He is scared. You don't even need a sense motive check to hear. He is scared. And so when you guys launch from the ship, you see the ship is still in its same place, and you could feel that the ship is not the ship that you guys entered on so long ago. It's just so different. Oh, I should also mention there are a few other people on this vessel, because she said, "Please take my family." There are 6 other people. 3 are human. 1, I believe, is a Narn. 1, I believe, is a Bakiri. And 1 is... So there you are!
Oh, no. Wait, I knew you.
This adventure is going to go very well. Good. So tell me, where is my cousin?
And who is your cousin?
Mira flips their translator off.
Of House Regalfo.
Kind of starts shaking it like one might do to an electronic device that is broken or not working properly.
I'm sorry, what was that? You sounded very distant.
Mira flips their translator off and starts shaking it like one might do to an electronic device that is broken or not working properly, and just kind of like telegraphs it towards Padini, and then like shrugs like, "I don't know, what can you do? Technology, right?"
Don't worry. We'll find out what's going on when we come back. Good. Now, you've met the rest of my actors. They're very good, but they've decided my crew is with us, so whatever it is, we'll have footage of everything. Good. And looks over at the stuff that Mirgrat had, and Mirgrat also has recorders. He's like, "Oh, you have the 237s. Those are good. Allow me to show you the 783s. Much better." Again, you turn your translator off so you can hear him ramble all you like, but he can't hear a single thing you say.
Yes, that's not my concern. My concern is that he's going to try and like get me to talk to him, and I'm just going to kind of do the thing where you fall asleep with your eyes open.
Yeah. So, well, you try to do this, and unfortunately, you also hear from the front, from Kali to Ty. "Where's your friend? You need to talk to your friend. The Pak with the head thing."
You mean Mirror?
Oh, yeah. We're gonna,
Back there somewhere.
she actually gets on a communicator. This is your, I guess, pilot speaking. "Will Mirgrat come to the front of the shuttle?"
Mirror at will. They will also turn on their translator.
So she looks over and says,
Because someone hasn't annoyed the bejesus out of them.
So she says, look, I'm told that you know where we're going. Is this the case?
That is a slight exaggeration.
She just
Where are we supposed to land, Mirgrat? You told us to do this. Where are we supposed to land?
On the surface of the planet.
All right, would you like the North Pole, the South Pole, an island in the middle of nowhere, a distant mountain range in the middle of the desert? What do you want?
Dealer's choice.
Where am I in all this?
Where are you?
Yeah.
You're boarded the shuttle. So it's a shuttle, not unlike a I won't say a 747, but it's again like that.
I mean, am I close enough to engage in the conversation?
If you followed Mirgrat in, you're welcome to do so, and I'm just going to say yes for dramatic purposes.
All right. So, Cully, haven't they been bringing people to the planet and like setting buildings up and stuff?
She says, yeah, I think so, but that's not what the crazy woman said.
What did the crazy woman say?
She says there's only one person among us that can follow the beacon, and that's where we have to go. Like I said, somebody cashed out a lot of favors to get me here, but I'm here. So she looks up over at Mirgrat. So where are we going?
Fine. I'll use telepathy to try and figure out where the song is coming from. I assume you want me to roll for that.
Please do.
20.
Ooh.
Nice.
Okay, not bad. Not a natural 20, but again, you listen for the song and you can hear it. And you kind of like point your finger in the right direction. And Cully kind of goes, close enough. As you head towards one of the moons, since you're not going to the 3 primary planets because they're essentially gas giants, you're going to one of the moons. But this is not one of the moons that's been colonized. Has been colonized because while the air is viable, there's not a lot of vegetation that is visible. It's mostly rock and dust and dirt. But as you get closer, the song gets louder. And not like ear-piercingly loud. It's more like, again, like you're driving along with an FM radio or an AM radio and suddenly, the station comes in little by little.
Yes, I'm familiar with this. I am also old.
Remember them old days when you had the dial?
And don't even get me started. I'll start talking about my favorite radio station. Okay, let's go. Let's keep
so
soundtrack.
Yeah.
Keep it
We're
rolling.
almost there. So as you follow it to this world, which is, like I said, it's not barren, rocky like the moon, closer to Mars in a lot of ways, but the oxygen level and the atmosphere is not only breathable, it's well within the range of gravity. It's well within the range of sterile because there doesn't seem to be a lot of bacteria in the air. It is, for lack of a better term, habitable for a short period of time, before things like dehydration and food kick in.
So it is habitable * until the pak'ma'ra runs out of food.
Good thing we brought all these people.
Yep.
That's the great
Oh,
phrase.
that was bad.
Oh no. Or to quote Kids in the Hall, if I was stuck on a desert island with only one book, record, and friend, I would probably die of exposure. So basically, as you get closer, and yes, I'm speeding this up, I would do this whole dramatic thing, but again, it's almost time. As you get closer and closer, you notice that some of the mountains and hills of this waste planet aren't rocky. They're manufactured. And they actually have a smooth texture to them. As you get closer, you recognize the song is getting louder and louder, and it's getting a lot easier to triangulate. And then while you do so, you just kind of go, turn to the left, turn to the right, north, south. Okay, there. The shuttle comes to land in front of this large hill, amongst a section of large hills. It's got some weird juts of rock all around it. It kind of looks like a bit like a wasteland and some rocky, hilly, mountainous terrain. But the song keeps calling to you, louder and louder. And when the ship lands, what do you do?
I think I am going to assess who is in need of medical attention.
Well, that's the thing. You don't need to do that because Eric Powell, the nurse who's helping Aparo, is a full nurse.
Oh, and he got on. He didn't get counted against our total.
Correct.
I'm starting to wonder if this total wasn't bullshit.
Right?
So, okay, then whoever is in good enough physical condition to go on a hike is going on a hike with me.
Okay. So Kali will stay with the ship just because, she's, while she's okay for being out there because she's Narn, she's like, look, somebody's got to stay with the ship and I'm the one responsible for it, so I'm staying. I was like, fine. Kaluta.
Mirat assumes there's like insurance reasons why she can't leave the shuttle.
Well, the other thing is she wants to make sure there's a way back.
Yeah, that too. This is not a good planet for people other than me to be stuck on, and this is only an okay planet for me to be stuck on.
Exactly. So she's staying with the shuttle for security reasons. Eric is staying to help both Aparo and Connor, because they are badly injured. Shokar is confused, but will come. Lorne is happy to follow. Tuvo, it will go where his where the librarian and his mom will-
Tuvo's in rough shape. Tuvo can stay with the medical
I'm
professional.
not taking my kid on a mystery hike through an unexplored fucking planet.
Yeah, no, Tuvo is staying on the shuttle.
Tuvo is staying. So Kaluta will be more than happy to join you. So you have Kaluta, you have Shokar, you have me going back to the other page so I can remember who's who. Kutbusek will join you, and Yordi will join you, and I think that's everybody. Yes. So Eric also gives you a strange look when you say, oh, and take care of the brains. He looks over and goes, oh, there are brains in jars. Well,
If he's just now noticing the brains in jars, that is a him problem. I was not secretive about the brains in jars. The brains in jars were a very important facet of this mission.
So you go on a short hike, and the hike basically takes about 20 minutes while you follow a song. And this song is louder and louder, and it's very much in your own tongue. But it is beautiful and enchanting. But it leads you to not quite a cave in a hill. It's like the cave isn't that deep. Like it's almost like a indentation in the hill.
Oh, it is to a cave what an overpass is to a tunnel.
Yes.
Okay.
So I know we're like, do a quick investigation check. Anybody can do it as well, by the way.
Sure, why not?
Okay. Is this to search an area?
Yes, it is.
Awesome, I get a bonus to that.
All right. So Ty got 12. Dooley got 22. Very nice. And your grad got 25. Okay. So the other people start looking around. This is where it gets a little weird because Shokar isn't looking. He's just kind of standing with his arms at his, in that kind of superhero pose, looking up at the indentation. He goes, that looks very familiar. And Kutbusek tries to look over. How do you mean? I'm a butcher. I know what an esophagus looks like. And they thought, everyone goes, what are you talking about? Esophagus. Ty is also kind of going, I'm in a weird place. I'm in a weird planet. What am I doing here? Oh, dear God. And I'm in a human body. This is just bugging me now.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yep.
Ty objects to hiking as well.
Yes. Hiking in a desert, dusty, dirty place. Not woods, not a park. It's just, you might as well be somewhere in the Sahara or on Arrakis. And
or Utah.
Some parts of
Utah.
However, Dooley looks over and says, I think I found something. At the same time that Mirgrat on the other side of the Davit goes, I think I found something too. And what you initially see takes a minute to... Dooley looks at it and goes, this is strange. what you see, you initially think are buttons or outcroppings or whatever, and you get closer and you realize
Their teeth.
pimples. This rock formation is something that looks akin to pimples.
You?
Oh god, it's a teenager.
It's mostly just, again, do you go up and touch it, or do you just look at it?
No, I don't touch it. God, you think this is Mirgrat's first rodeo?
Basically, even from where you can see, you notice that essentially what the pimples are not like gooey things, it's mostly like a small stone, like a white pearl that has been lodged in a spigot of some type. So that's why.
Oh, those are milia.
Oh, are they? Nice. Here you go.
What?
Hang on a sec. I don't know what it is in geological terms, but like, this is totally a thing that people think are zits, but they in fact are not. They're a type of very like shallow benign cyst.
Okay. So something like that, yes. Yeah, you're looking at there, and there's a couple of them in certain formations. But again, it looks more like again, a geological equivalent of pimples or milia. And the song gets louder. What do you guys do?
We're following Mirgrat.
Yeah, I'm just here. I'm literally just here.
What you think of Mirgrat?
I'm gonna follow the song. Where's the song going? We're gonna have to go to the esophagus, aren't we?
If you can figure out how to open it, yeah.
Well, I mean, if it's the esophagus and not the trachea, it shouldn't be covered by the epiglottis, so we should just be able to stroll right in.
But it doesn't go that far. So again, there might be some sort of epiglottal situation there.
I'm gonna knock.
Okay. You go up and knock, and you suddenly realize you're not knocking on rock. It's actually a very heavily calloused, like, skin material.
Yeah,
I'm not
there.
talking like on the bottom of your feet. I'm talking like calluses that are like 3 or 4 inches deep.
Dan, you don't know what the bottoms of my feet are like, okay?
Fair enough. You could be a hobbit for all I know.
I am a hobbit. I basically have hooves.
Okay. But again, it's that rough sort of feeling, but it's been like heavily polished through dust and whatever. But again, it feels a bit like rock, as if rock was made of heavily calloused skin.
I mean, I'm a pak'ma'ra. It might taste like that too. You don't know what I'm up to right now.
You don't know me! At this point, Shokar just kind of goes up and says, "Oh, you're needing past that? I can get you there." Pulls out a titanically huge meat cleaver.
I'm going to stop him right there.
Okay.
We should knock first.
Oh, very well. Puts the meat cleaver back. As you knock, I'll just speed this up. The epiglottis itself, it is an epiglottis, unsheathes itself. Like it's like 4 different panels that kind of slide back in different directions. But it's also, again, you're noticing a bit of a tube that goes down. And then when you go down, as the epiglottis opens, you hear the song. Everybody hears the song loud. It's not just one person in their mind. It's everybody can actually hear it.
Y'all remember the meat ship from last week? Or whenever that was? The meat ship from, the other day?
Oh, yeah. That thing.
Don't really want to go into this hole.
Yeah, that's fair.
So what do you do?
If we go back to the ship and just throw some grenades down there.
That seems unnecessarily mean. Maybe we can... okay. Can I translate the singing?
Yes, you can. It's
Okay.
off pak'ma'ra, but it's close enough that you should be able to get the gist of it.
Okay.
And the singing is a song of both welcome, loneliness, an urge to be.
Okay. Are there shades of hunger anywhere in?
No, not that you could detect.
Okay. And it's open.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going in.
Okay. Does anybody else follow her, or are you just going to wait to see what happens when she gets back?
I will go in with her.
Okay.
Maybe go by herself, but
Holy acolyte,
I'll just say Ty.
Through in the clutch.
Yeah, I'll turn Ty and say, just wait out here with, what is his name? The butcher guy.
Shokar?
Shokar. Make sure we
Shokar's-
can get back out.
Kutbusek is also there, and Kaluta. So they would be more than happy to stay if you wish to guard. Kaluta's like, I can guard anything. But they will stand watch if you guys want to, or you can ask them to come with. But if it's just the 2 or 3 of you, that's fine too.
And I think, why is this not giving me, there we go, there's the names. I think Connor needs to stay here.
Okay.
Same with
Well,
Caro.
Connor's in the shuttle.
Is he in the shuttle? Okay.
Yeah.
Kaluta is the one that was fighting with Connor, though, right?
That's
Yeah.
correct.
Let's take him with.
Yeah,
Okay.
that seems like a good idea. If anyone's going to give this thing emergency indigestion, it'd probably be him.
I almost forgot. Yorni would be coming with you too, because she also is capable of walking.
Okay, so
She's coming with us.
yeah,
Okay.
I'll just wait out here.
Okay.
Yeah.
No problem. So Kaluta and Yorni are joining Mirgrat and Duli into the opening. Everybody else is staying out and guarding and seeing what else happens.
Yes.
Okay. So as you walk through the tunnel, again, it very much feels like an esophagus and epiglottis, just like down a gullet, as it were. But it doesn't take long before the gullet massively opens up. And I'm talking like you realize this whole hill that you're looking at is in fact covered, is this, dome structure of the same material all the way through. And there's little bits of light through what are essentially bioluminescence that go through. And when you get there, you realize, one last time, notice checks, please.
We're in some giant light up esophagus.
Okay, that is
17.
Okay, Dooley, you're welcome to do as well. Or did you just...
I did 32.
Oh, yeah. 32,
20.
natural 20. Okay.
Hell yeah.
This is the reason you brought Dooley here. Because, again, the bioluminescence starts to run throughout the cavern area, and you realize that at the very top, there is a slit. There actually is a slit at the very, very top that can be opened because there's just enough light to get that is getting through, indicating that it can be opened. But it also goes from one side of the hill to the other. And down below, you also can take a look because you see a couple of areas of outgrowth and croppings and things like that, but not in the center. In fact, it's kind of off to the side. And there looks like a few things that could be where something like it would go. Is this massive trilobite?
Oh, lovely.
You guys know what a trilobite is, right?
No more fucking isopods.
Bug.
Or not isopods. God, my brain. Things with exoskeletons. I can't remember. I'm melted, but
That's okay. We're
You'll
almost
know
there. We're almost there. So you realize that again, this thing is, has like veins and ventricles that are kind of connected to it, but those same veins and ventricles are also where arthropods, yeah, but are also in other places around this room where as something like it should be. And it is a very hyper stylized trilobite. And this is where you realize what you're sitting in or what you're standing in. Julie, you're standing in a docking bay.
Oh. A docking bay.
And the song is very loud. It is in Pak. So the only people who can understand it right now are Mirgrat and Kukbusek. But yes, it's singing. That big trilobite is singing. And once you enter the room and everything sorts of lights up, it sings a slightly different song. And it sings essentially that only Mirgrat can understand. Welcome. Is it time? Is it time for me to be of service to the great ones? Have you come to take me home?
There is that great word again. Home. Now you see how it plagues our entire story, and now we have a new player. But don't you want to know more about this strange player in this strange docking bay? You'll have to join us next time for another reading of Odyssey, a Babylon 5 story. Now in the meantime, I have to start burning things for warmth. Can we try with the old scripts first? Maybe that's okay. Not the Bravare! Not the Bravare!
And that's where we're in for this week. I want to thank everyone for joining us and hope that you continue to join us every 2 weeks for another episode of Odyssey. If you have any questions, comments, constructive criticisms, or just want to say hi, then you can find us at temporalplaygrounds.com/Odyssey, or email us at temporalplaygrounds@gmail.com, or find us on Facebook, Odyssey, a Babylon 5 RPG podcast, or Reddit, r/OdysseyB5. Babylon 5 was created by J. Michael Straczynski and is owned by Warner Brothers Domestic Media. The Babylon 5 role-playing game was produced by Mongoose Publishing utilizing the OGL gaming license for D20. Our audio engineer is Gabriel Belden. Our theme music, Titan Striker, was composed by Evan King. Incidental music provided by Tabletop Audio at tabletopaudio.com. All other music provided by Creative Commons license and is available of information on our website. Once again, I am Daniel, and I thank you for joining us on this grand adventure. Good night, and keep dreaming.